So what's good, bro?
Pretty good, man.
How can we help you today, man? What are we gonna do?
A little fade, you know, fix my beard. I've been looking for somebody who can actually fix my beard.
Yeah.
So you might be the guy.
What's your goal for the beard?
I wanted to make it like full, like, cause people like just cut it here, trying to fade it. I told them just cut it here and not touch it.
Yeah.
Obviously, because when you go like that, then you know,
yeah,
bald, but trying, you know how it is.
Yeah. So what I could do is I could line it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do the whole cut first.
Mm-hmm.
I'll line it up, and then you can tell me like, oh, like this is how high I want it, and we can see how full it is, like without no tapering, no fade, and we can go from there. And as far as the sides, you said low fade.
Yeah.
Do you want to cut into the back?
Not much, because I want it to look more natural. Plus, I'm trying to grow this.
Yeah.
So it'll be like more like a mullet curl.
Yeah.
So by the time, probably in a few months, it'll be more fuller.
Okay. So right now what you kind of have like almost like a burst taper.
Yeah.
I suggest to keep it, but we can go a tiny bit higher here around the edges over here.
Okay.
So it's gonna cut into a little bit of the curls, if that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's only gonna be like about a finger or two that I'm gonna remove from here. And it's gonna switch up the shape a tiny bit, but it's gonna be like a higher, it'll actually be a burst fade rather than just being like a burst taper.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah, as long as obviously it matches with my head, because I think some of them are a little dry on the tip.
From the top?
I don't know if you
cut it. I could freehand it. I can freehand it and I can trim it around just at your own preference. So I'll take it little by little.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it. All right, guys, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the foundation for my burst fade. And my client wanted, he just wanted more of a blowout look, so I'm not gonna square this out too much. I'm just gonna kind of get rid of some of these stranglers right here with my scissors. Nothing too crazy. And we are gonna cut a little bit more into the hair over here in the back, so I'm just gonna square this out a little bit. That's good. The highest guard that I'm gonna use is my 6 guard. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna create my foundation with 3 fingers right here and create that foundation for our fade. So I'm gonna go up and scoop. Now to set our bald line, I'm gonna use my soft trimmer. This trimmer is not gapped. So how we sketch out our first guideline is I like placing the first reference point right here, kind of like at this part of his ear. You set the first reference point right there. Right, so that's our start point. Next, depending on how high we wanna go, let's look at our C-cup area. And I kind of like splitting this in half right here, the sideburn area. And I want to keep hair at the bottom to blend out his beard. Next, with my 1.5 guard, we're gonna go 2 fingers above. Now with my 3 guard, we're gonna repeat the same process, going about almost 2 fingers above, flicking that 3 into the 6 that we flicked into in the beginning of the video. I'm gonna open it a little bit. Before moving on to blending, since we already have our guidelines established, I'm gonna line up the C-cup area. So first I'm gonna pull the C-cup right here and see where the natural position is at. He has some hairs that are kind of like overhanging, so we wanna make sure we get into those. Basically it's like bangs. Take your time. Once we get that point, reference point, I'm gonna start here at the top. I'm gonna start here at the bottom. Then curve my machine. I'm gonna put my finger here on the side. Slowly glide like a pencil. And then work my way back down. Next, I'm gonna attach my half guard. And we have 2 fingers right here, 1.5. 2 fingers up is 3 guard, and everything on top is 6 with some clipper over comb. I'm gonna split this in half with my half guard. So it can get tricky to blend everything out because we are working with the tighter spot. So what I like doing is I like separating my blending into 2 parts. Right here, separating these 2 parts on top of the ear right here. So we're gonna go from open to closed over here until this is blended. Then we'll work on this side, on the back side. So lever open, this is a half. And right here, I'm working my way towards the top of the line. I'm gonna go midway, I'm gonna go a tiny bit lower. If that guideline is about 1 inch thick, just think about it. Midway point, we're going ½ an inch up and we're not going any further. So follow that and use your lever as a compass. Basically tells you where exactly to hit it. So you see how that's blended? Then we can work on the back side now. So a lot of the times we rush it and we want to work the whole thing, and then some spots come out crispier than the others. This is kind of what I like doing to ensure that everything is consistent. It's like basically you're doing tapers around the whole head. So right here, my lever's in the middle. And it's important to know that the guideline shifts. So as we get over here, it gets shorter. So we have to make sure that we still maintain the distance that we're working with the lever position. So you guys want to just be focused and make sure that you guys don't go no higher. This guideline can be a little tricky because this is a 1.5 closed. I'm only going to use a half guard. I'm not going to use the 1 guard because I feel like his hair is a little bit on the lighter side and I can get away with skipping some guards. So I'm going to go in with the lever open here. I'm going to work from here to here. Lever open, and we're going about, like I mentioned before, if that guideline is 1 inch thick, we're going ½ an inch. We're just going midway. And then we're gonna start working our way lower. It can get a little tricky because we have to use our eyes. We can't really be so systematic with fading sometimes, because we might be done like blending and we don't have to keep picking at the area, but since you wanted to follow a certain system, you might kind of mess up the blending process. As you guys can see, that side is done. Lever open again, repeat the same thing. I'm kind of flicking up, going like this with just 2 fingers right here. Then as the hair shifts in this direction, I'm not gonna hit the hair like this. I wanna go up against the grain. That's gonna ensure that your machine actually cuts the hair. I'm gonna repeat the same steps now with the 1.5 guard. Remember, this was the trimmer, lever closed with the 0.5, 1.5, and 6 to the 3. So we're gonna blend the 1.5 into the 3 by flicking up with the lever open. You guys just want to slowly close it. The next step now, we're gonna comb the curls a little bit to the side because they do flap to the side. So I want to separate what I want to blend and detail. So I'm gonna go in with my shears using my YS part comb, and I'm gonna work the 3 guard area into the 6. So starting from here to here, very, very calm. and stick to zones. You guys don't want to cut into something too repeatedly. So you cut more with the shears than you do with thinning shears. The thinning shears, you cut less hair. I like starting off with this to cut a little bit more and then to detail with the thinning shears. Now to detail with my thinning shears. We're aiming for dark spots, more denser spots. Now closing this all the way. Now to bald everything out, I'm going to flip my trimmer in this position. It's a little sharper now, and we just want to aim for that spot that we hit with our soft trimmer. Very gently. We're just creating kind of like a smoother surface, so then when we go up with my shaver, it's not going to leave a hard line. Turn it like that. So this is how we're gonna line up a more thinning beard. We're gonna first start off by razoring the cheeks. So it's a little different approach. So I use a little Turkish razor. I bend both sides of the blade, then I kind of slide it in, and I use a comb to make sure it's on point. So the first thing that we wanna do is locate the highest point, the hardest point of the beard. So I'm gonna comb this down. I wanna start on this side over here. So I see his highest point is literally right here. So I'm gonna place my first guideline right there, my first reference point. Go ahead and blow up on this side, bro. Right there, that's the first point. Go on this side, it's right there, right here too. So go to blow up on this side. So now we have both sides established. I didn't taper the sides, so we wanna make sure that we leave this hair to blend into the beard to make it look fuller. So I'm gonna start here at the top. We can see the connection now, right here. Stretch the skin. Once we have a little rough draft, a little rough passing of the line right here, we can start now lining up the sides. And he does have some strangulars right here, but we're gonna line up the strangulars as well. So I'm gonna start first in the vertical line bars of the beard. So 1.5 guard, lever open. For the mustache, just follow the natural outline he has around his lip. Don't take it too deep. So you get that. I'm gonna flip the trimmer like this. Go up with the grain right here. Just to clean it up, we're not gonna make it too dark or too outlined. Just comb all the strangulars down. I'm gonna look at the beard from the side angle, establish my first reference point. I like it from right there, just to keep it as full as possible. Next we connect that, so it's right here. So once we get in there, as far as just lining up the bottom line, pretend there's another line on top now. So there's more hair to be lined up. This is kind of like the sculpting phase. There's gonna be little stranglers on top. Now you guys see we waited and we used the extra hair from the sideburn to now that we're gonna start blending this in to the beard. So using our half guard closed, we're gonna go a finger above. We're gonna leave this line to blend last, so we're blending kind of backwards. One guard now, I'm gonna start slowly just going up a little bit, seeing what happens. Now I'm gonna start the lever open and start blending out this line right here, slowly. I wanna maintain the thickness since this beard is a lot thinner right here. I'm gonna close it now. Start working my way down. Once you establish that point now, I'm gonna go ahead and create my second reference point here at the top.